Hello and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dawn, and I'm just going to give a really quick recap of why I'm here. December 2016, I started a weight loss journey, and I was doing a low carb diet, and I lost 130 pounds. It wasn't fast, it took a while, and June of 2019, due to menopause and I'm assuming my hormones changing so much, all my weight loss stopped. Not only did it stop from that, even when I tried to do various other programs, Weight Watchers, Optavia, tweaking it every different way, I still could not lose the weight. It fluctuated. I would lose 5 pounds, gain 5 pounds. Just wasn't really going anywhere with it. And so I have decided to have weight loss surgery in Mexico, in Tijuana, with Go Light Bariatrics. I give my reasons why and why I made my decision in my previous video. So today, this video, we're going to talk about the pre-op diet. So before I get any further, I just want you guys all to know that I am not a doctor, nor am I a specialist. This is what was just given to me and what my program is. Keep in mind that every the other bariatric physicians will have their own pre-op diet that they may want you to follow. What I've discovered is that most of them are similar, but they're not exactly the same. So with that being said, before I get started here, I also want to let you know that at the end of the video, I am going to post screenshots of the PDFs showing the list of the proteins, vegetables, carbs, condiments, etc. that is allowed on my pre-op diet, okay? And I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can without leaving anything out. Okay, so first and foremost, how long you are on your pre-op diet is determined by your doctor, and it is determined by your BMI. The smaller your BMI, the shorter time you have to be on the pre-op diet, okay? I fall into 8 to 12 weeks, and my doctor told me 8 weeks, and then a follow-up in 4 weeks. So my follow-up appointment is February 24th, and at that time, they may decide to switch me over to add more liquids, because as of right now, the plan is 8 weeks of pre-op, and regardless of what your BMI is, you have to do 3 days prior to your surgery. You have to switch to a full liquid diet. So your doctor may extend that time. He may make it 5 days, he may make it 10 days, he may make it 15 days, but 3 days is required no matter what your BMI is. So for me right now, I'm going to go back 8 weeks of my pre-op diet, unless my doctor changes it on the 24th, and then the 3 days prior to my surgery will be a full liquid phase. Okay, so pre-op diet, what it consists of. Okay, actually, let's take that back. What is the purpose of the pre-op diet? The pre-op diet is not only for you to lose a little bit of weight, if possible. It is for you to shrink your liver. So when they go in laparoscopically, the doctor has to actually move your liver out of the way to assess the stomach, to get to your stomach. So if you don't get your liver with as much of the fat and an inflammation to go away, it'll actually ultimately make it more difficult for the surgeons. And they may not even be able to do it, because there have been people who tell the doctor that they've done it, and then they get in there, and then the doctor's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. I can tell. So, so with that being said, what does the pre-op diet look like? Okay, so the pre-op diet is basically a high protein, low fat, low carbohydrate, high protein, low fat, and low carbohydrate. I've seen people say that it's approximately 1,200 calories, but I've never really made 1,200 calories. I'm usually between like 900 and 1,100 calories, but the nutritionist in our group has also said 1,200. So you're supposed to have 3 meals a day. The meals need to consist of protein and a vegetable, and you're supposed to have 2 to 3 snacks a day. 2 snacks is what is preferred, but if you are a person who is up, like get up early and go to bed late, they say that you need 3. So with that being said, the protein size that you're supposed to have is like the size of your palm. They don't really want you to measure. They don't want you to get obsessed with it. They don't want you to get overwhelmed with it. They don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, this is so hard and so time consuming. So they have you do measurements by your hand. So your protein is the palm of your hand, okay? Your fruits is the cupped hand. The sun's on my hand. It's cupped, and so it's what's there. Fats is the tip of your thumb. So the fats, that's like your nuts and things like that as well. Vegetables is the size of your fist. Okay. I am a measurer. Okay. I've been measuring and weighing everything for 5 years, and for me, that's not going to be a habit that is going to kill me. Like it's going to benefit me after surgery, because you really need to measure your foods after that. So I Googled to find out how much a palm size of protein is, and a palm size of protein, they said, is 3 to 4 ounces. So I went with 4 ounces, and I may reduce it down to 3, but right now I'm doing 4 ounces. So my main meal consists of 4 ounces of protein and a healthy serving of vegetables. I don't really measure my vegetables, and sometimes it is bigger than a fist, but I didn't get fat eating vegetables. So that's, I figure a little bit of extra veggies is not going to hurt me. Snacks, I have been keeping my snacks really, really simple. I have like an Oikos 000, 000 yogurt, Greek yogurt. You can have yogurt with fruit. You can have, but your snack needs to be protein, at least protein in everything. So a Greek yogurt, it has protein in it. That's why I have Greek. So, and sometimes depending on if I'm extra hungry or not, I will have a cheese stick with my yogurt. You can have like a cottage cheese with fruit, a 1/3 cup of cottage cheese. You can have I have pickles. Like you can have pickles that are sugar free. I will wrap that up in turkey. So it's just things like that, simple things like that. Everybody has their own kind of like deal. For meals, another meal that I like to have for lunch is I love to have tuna fish and green beans, like literally mixed together. I will use 1 tablespoon of low-fat mayonnaise, and if it's not wet enough, I will add some mustard to it or some pickle juice. So, and like I said, I'm going to include photos of the foods that are allowed and the serving sizes, so to make things easier for you guys. So 1 month prior to surgery, there's certain things that you have to stop. You have to stop taking your oral contraceptives, so your birth control. The reason for that is because is to prevent for blood clots. You need to stop smoking. If you're smoking, they prefer you to. There's a lot of people who don't, but smoking can cause a lot of complications after major surgery, and they want you to stop drinking coffee, which is, today is my last day to have coffee, or caffeine I should say. They did say that if you have a hard time that you can wean yourself, but no, 2 weeks prior to surgery you absolutely have to stop. Okay, so that's a month prior to that. And then when you start your pre-op diet, they also want you to start taking your vitamins just to get in the habit of taking them, your bariatric vitamins. So there's that. So what I do, there's a month. So then 2 weeks prior to surgery, I should say, you have to start taking an antacid. I can't ever pronounce it. It's omeprazole. Yeah. You're supposed to take 2 of those a day. One, I think, like once every 6 hours or something like that. And the reason for that is, you know, even if you don't have antacid, acid reflux, GERD, any of that, you are supposed to take it because it is going to reduce the acid in your stomach and help with the inflammation and everything like that, so that when you have surgery, you won't have that stomach acid in there. So that's 2 weeks prior, 14 days prior. 3 days prior to surgery, you will transition to an all liquid diet, okay? All liquid diet consists of protein shakes, sugar-free jello, sugar-free pudding, sugar-free popsicles, broth, but no chunks, okay? There cannot be any solids of anything, you guys. So if you have soup, you need to strain it and just have the broth. You can have creamy soups, like if you take like a zucchini or butternut squash or some type of whatever, and you make like a soup with it. You can have that as long as there's no chunks and it's thinned out, because you don't want it to be too thick either. You cannot have regular milk, but you can have almond milk. There'll be a list of things that you can have in that liquid stage diet that I will provide. But like I do know there's almond milk, there's yogurt, the things that I listed. And then one day you cannot have anything to drink. The prior at 10 o'clock the night before, because sometimes they will move your surgery time up and they just need you to be ready. The day that you arrive in San Diego, the day you arrive in San Diego, you are to stop having anything except water 3 hours prior to your arrival in San Diego. Okay, so that will fall under it'll probably be your 3rd day on your liquid diet. And just remember, on that day, you can have your protein shakes, you can have everything that you have, except for 3 hours prior till your arrival in San Diego. The reason why is as soon as when you land in San Diego, you're going to go for your pre-op tests. You're going to do an EKG, a CT scan, an endoscopy, and they're going to run labs. They don't want the labs to, lactose will affect it. So even like a protein shake and stuff like that will affect it. So just have clear water 3 hours prior to San Diego. And then after you've had your blood drawn, then you can go back to having a shake, etc., etc. But again, you have to stop at 10 o'clock the night before. The next day, you, like I said, no water. The next day, it's the same thing. Like you can't have anything until after surgery or whatever they instruct you to do. So that is like a really quick rundown, you guys, of the diet. 4 ounces meals, 4 ounces of protein, 1 cup or fist size, depends on how big your fist is. And also, if you're a man and you have a giant, huge hand, obviously you're meant to have more protein. Okay, so you can use your judgment for that. Okay, and things that you have to do before that they threw this in with pre-op, even though it's not necessarily pre-op diet. One of the things that you have to do before you arrive, these have to come off. Okay, not on all your fingers if you have them, but at least on one finger, because they have to keep track of your oxygen. You're not to have a nail, gel polish, or any polish, not even clear polish, on your fingernail, okay? And if you have eyelashes that are the kind that are not just taken off every day, like if you have go professional and get your eyelashes done, they need to come off. During surgery, you cannot have fake eyelashes, you cannot be wearing any makeup, you can't have your fingernail. For men, they prefer you to please shave your beard. They said that like a day old, stubble and stuff like that is okay. But the problem is that it can prevent like an oxygen mask from being on there as good as it needs to be in case there's any, that needs to happen. And so they want everything to be successful and to go smoothly. And so therefore that is that. So with that being said, I want to show you guys, this is the, can you see, Fairlife 30 grams of protein. Your protein shakes after your surgery, they can only have like no more than 3 carbs, okay? And they prefer even post or pre, where am I at? Post surgery, it has to be at least 3. Pre-surgery, they prefer your carbs to not be any more than 3 because in a protein shake, it comes mostly from the sugars. But I have found this one, the Core Power, the strawberry banana is really good. It does have 26 grams of protein, but this one has 7 carbohydrates, and you deduct the fiber, so therefore it'd be 6. So it's kind of double, but for pre-op diet, it works. Probably not for the liquid stage though, okay? Keep that in mind, not the liquid stage. It has to be 3 carbs or less for the protein shakes. So I'm trying to think, you guys, to make sure that I remembered everything. I know that this was fast. I just don't want it to be super long and have you guys like check out on me, you know what I'm saying? So if there's any questions that you guys have, or if I didn't make myself clear on anything, or I'm confusing on anything, please let me know. Message me down below. If you want ideas of what I eat and to get eating ideas, I do have a weight loss Instagram, and my TikTok, I post what I ate for the day. So you can see like my meals and my snacks. I literally label it. I'll say snack number 1, and I'll put what it is. I'll be like 4 ounces of blah, 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 and this, and da, da, da. Snack, this and this, and I label it. So it can give you some ideas of some things that you guys might like to have. And that is going to wrap up this video this time around. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I forgot. I think I got everything covered. So I hope that this helped you. I hope that this helps somebody else in your family, or if you know somebody's thinking of having weight loss surgery, forward it to them, share it with them. Let them get where they can go to my Instagram or my TikTok and hit me up and ask me questions. I have a whole plethora of people. And then also, I want to say, if you are considering wanting to have the weight loss surgery, so Go Light Bariatrics has their own Facebook page group. And so everybody in there, like, you can go in there and ask all kinds of questions, or you go to the little keyword, the little magnifying glass. Like, once you're in the group, you go to the magnifying glass and you enter a word. That's what I did. Like, to get a lot of my information, I entered words like complications. And any post that had the word complications came up, and I was able to read on it. I did vitamins. I did vitamins multiple times because the vitamins can be kind of confusing. So if you want to join that, go find it. It's Go Light Bariatrics, and maybe they can help answer questions, or you can see, or you can ask your own questions once you get in there. But anyway, that is it. I'm going to put everything down in the description below. The link for my Instagram, the link for my TikTok. And once I get home, I will go ahead and take pictures of the PDFs, like I said. So again, I thank you so much for joining me. Like and share, subscribe, everything. And I'm so excited, you guys, because today is the last day of my 4th week. Okay, so I've been averaging like 1 pound a week lost. That in itself to me is like so awesome, because nothing was working. Nothing. And I'm losing 1 pound a week. And my weeks are not perfect by any means. So have a wonderful day. Bye. Okay guys, as promised, I am now posting the PDFs. Just pause the video to read everything that you need to read. Okay? All right.